Hey rollers! In my most recent tournament, I had the chance to tangle with Bill, a veteran black belt in the Absolute Division.
A few moments later.
I spent a good chunk of this 8-minute match defending back control. I'll share a few of the things that helped me survive this terrible position. Obviously, it's best not to let someone take your back, but sometimes the other choices aren't great. In this situation, Bill was trying to feed my right arm into a gift wrap. I was busy avoiding that, and he slipped in a deep underhook with his right arm. As he dug his arm in deeper and brought his ear down to my shoulder, I knew that if I rolled to my back, it would give him an easy head and arm choke. I stayed on my side and bided my time, fighting for a better leg position and fighting his strong grip up around my neck. Eventually, he rolled through into back control. Again, it's a terrible idea to give up your back, but it's even worse to move directly into a submission.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
In no-gi, the choking options from back control are fairly limited. Generally, if I can maintain control of my opponent's strong side arm, it's going to be pretty tough to choke me. Between trapping his right arm in my armpit and denying the strong chest-to-back contact, I was able to shut down any real threats. When Bill tried to turn me belly down, I rolled to my side and he went into a skydiving position. This may have been a good opportunity to explode a bit and try to scramble out, but I didn't recognize it until he had secured another underhook. This was basically a repeat of what had just happened, and I focused on controlling his bottom arm when he rolled to back control. There were a bunch of mini battles taking place here. I was tucking my chin and clamping down on his right arm. Sometimes I focus more on turning my hips to the ceiling and getting my shoulders to the mat, but in this case I was trying to stay heavy on his choking arm and turning to my right. Bill was using some cool footwork to prevent me from rotating. At the same time, he was working to free his arm and wrap it around my neck. I understand just how fantastic this camera angle is for all the details, but I can tell you that he managed to work his right arm out from my armpit and put me in immediate danger. I went into full DEFCON 1 and defended with both hands on his right arm. This kind of defense can't last long before my arms burn out. I reacted by switching to a 2-on-1 on his left arm and turning to my left. Bill instinctively switched to a body lock, but I had enough control of his arm and enough of a twist that I could get to my knees and pop free of back control, after a grueling 2.5 minutes. If you thought the fun was over though, you have overestimated me. Bill didn't take long to sweep, pass, and take my back again. This time he had a body lock and he succeeded in working his top arm under my chin. This is not ideal, but I can generally fight off choking attempts from the top side. I like to get a nice hook on the forearm, pull down, and force opponents to squeeze out their biceps. I neglected his right arm in this case though, and he locked up the full rear naked choke grip. That's where I had to let go with my left hand so that I could use it to peel his hand off my head. Bill's body lock was tight, but I was still trying to walk my legs to the right, shift my hips to the ceiling, and get my shoulders to the mat. With regular hooks, I might have had more luck, but his body lock prevented my hips from turning, and before long, I was in a dangerous situation with his choking arm across my chin. I generally stay pretty calm, but there's a time to react quickly, and this was it. My highest priority was to control that bottom arm, preferably swimming my arm over and pinning it as an underhook. Once that immediate threat was resolved, it gave me a chance to try to escape the position. I tried to get outside the control of both of his arms so that I could get my back to the mat. You could argue that it sort of worked, but I was still in a terrible position. I continued to protect my neck as I tried to keep my elbows tucked and possibly work low enough that I could get to my knees and maybe get right out. This was a tough match. I was basically under Bill's control the entire time, and he was way ahead on points. The main positive that I can pull out of this experience is that I managed to get through the full 8 minutes without getting submitted. This might seem like a low bar, but I know that I would not have lasted through this match even a year ago. I spend a lot of time in bad positions in training, and the principles I've learned and practiced helped to prevent submissions in this match with Bill. I hope some of these tips were helpful for you as well. Thanks for watching.
I survived.
I survived!
I survived.